Welcome into the Delco Duo. We've got a great show for you tonight. I'm Monica Cryan.
And I'm Jenna Meisner, and this is a special Eagles NFC Championship edition of the Delco Duo.
We have been to the NFC Championship game before, but Jenna and I were not friends at that point.
We didn't work together then.
We didn't even work together, so this is our first NFC Championship game.
Cheers! And we all know how it ended up last time we went, so let's hope. Just water, if you're wondering at home. I hope you at home are drinking something more fun than water.
So we've got a great Eagles special. First, we had a fun show on Friday, so we kept the decor around.
Yes. A 2-for-1, if you will.
I love it. This is from Tinsley Treasure, right? Tinsley Treasure Company.
Yep.
Colleen Mullins. She's amazing. She literally just messaged me on Instagram and said,
cool.
"Can I come and decorate your studio?" And I said, "Abso-fruitly. Please do."
When she was setting up, I've never seen so many balloons. They were just all over the floor, and she did it in a matter of 20 minutes. Now, this is a part of her setup. A lot of the others have since left the set, but this was just a section of it. But it was just amazing, and I think we should keep it, hopefully, all the way through a Super Bowl run. Fingers crossed.
Yes, which would be like 2 weeks, right? Because it's like NFC
Yep, they play tomorrow,
So
and
these gotta last at least 2 weeks.
I think they will.
And I think they will go. But, you know,
Don't get ahead of ourselves yet.
Let's not. We got the game on Sunday.
Okay.
Let's talk about the debrief first.
All right, so not only do we have this amazing balloon decor, but as always, we have something on the table. I think that's become pretty standard now for the Delco Duo. And Monica and I have kind of turned into what I feel is like undercover boss. We've been popping into these Delaware County businesses and not telling them who we are. They don't know who we are because we're really not that famous.
We're not that well known.
We're like Z-lister, so like it's not like, you know, they're freaking out that we're coming into their business.
But sometimes the businesses like Romano Stromboli found out after we talked about them that they were on, and they were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it!"
Like what? So we just thought it was fun to now, you know, just put businesses on TV. So I went into Kelly's Candy. They have 2 locations, one in Westchester and one in Collingdale. So shout out to Collingdale. Of course, we're talking about Delco Duo. Woo. That's a photo of the Westchester location. And they are making some really cool Eagles chocolate treats right now. So you can see that it's a Philly thing. It's like a huge chocolate bar. They also are making some different jerseys with the chocolate. So Hertz, Kelsey Smith. Aren't they so cute?
That is so cute. We're gonna try the cookies, but I love it's a Philly thing. That's the Eagles like logo right now.
All right. I feel like every time we have sort of like a thing, not to use the word thing.
It's a thing.
But we always, like the dog mask, the underdog.
The underdog.
We took it all the way. It's a Philly thing.
Absolutely.
I feel like we're right there. It's really reminiscent of 2017.
And I liked the underdog thing. I did. But I'm really behind this. It's a Philly thing because I think that really just describes, you know, our area and the people in it. No one understands. It's a Philly thing.
Right. So let's try these. Oh, also they have really cute. I didn't get a picture of
like
this
a football?
one. It's a football. It's a little bit hard to see in the wrapper, but it's a literal chocolate football, and it says "Go Birds" on it. So
Go Birds.
If you're in Collingdale, they're off McDade Boulevard. If you're in Westchester, they're off 5 Points Road.
This is great for parties.
It is. And I told Monica we couldn't eat the Hertz because I feel like that's bad luck ahead of...
You scared me. I forgot. But yeah, okay.
No, you didn't grab Hertz. You have Kelsey, I have Smith.
Okay.
All right.
And you're giving this to your family?
I'll give the Hertz. It's all homemade chocolate.
It's just a chocolate cookie. I'm gonna try that.
So good.
What are you gonna do with the Philly thing? I would keep that. Don't bite it yet.
No, I'm not gonna break that.
Well, I was.
You're gonna break it? You can break the football. You wanna break something?
Yeah, I wanna break something.
Jeez. My gosh.
So fun.
This is so good. I don't want to eat the actual jersey. I just want to eat around it.
We should have a football watching party here. We got this. We got this.
Everyone come to PHL tomorrow. Just kidding.
Sunday.
They won't let you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
That is tomorrow. Also, I told the lady at the store, she said, "Are you having a party?" And I was like, "No, actually, I'm going to put them on TV." I had to blow the cover because she was asking me and I didn't want to lie to her with what I was doing.
You just didn't want to look pathetic only ordering 3 cookies for a party.
Right. And I think she thought I was crazy, like making it up that I was on TV and that I was going to show them. So if you're watching, I'm not crazy.
Jenna goes, I have a show.
How do you describe the Delco Duo
I don't, like,
to somebody? I'm like, I'm on the morning show.
She probably called the cops after you. Like, this woman thinks she's on television.
I'm also on the show called the Delco Duo with my friend Monica. And she's just checking me out like, okay, enjoy your cookies.
That's what they all say.
Anyway.
Trying to get free stuff. All right. Let's
talk about our issues tonight.
All right, so we're staying in Collingdale. Love that.
Yes.
Carl from Collingdale. My neighbor filed a noise complaint with our landlord after I had a few friends over to watch the playoffs.
I can totally see this happening. I don't know what your house is like during football, but my husband and even my dad, when he watched football, extremely
Rowdy.
loud. And that's one person. So having a room full of that, I think that this is very easy to happen.
Right, and you think just because you have a low number of people, it doesn't really matter. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. And you guys are having quality good time, and you're probably making a lot of noise. I understand probably.
Right, but like as the neighbor who kind of filed this noise complaint, I feel like it has to go beyond just maybe the football watching, like maybe a lot of build up, because it's really hard to like not be like, okay, don't be a bad neighbor and call on a noise complaint. They're just having fun and watching some
Knock
football.
on the door first.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to give them some warning. But, you know, it's watching the playoffs. Like, let me tell you something. I'm sure you sound like a great fan, but in Philly, it's not just football. It's the Sixers. The Phillies just went to the World Series.
Yeah.
It's game after game, and after a while, there's a lot of playoffs. Philly's really good at sports. We're always cheering for something. I'm sure for some, it gets to be like a lot if you continue to have watch parties.
And the playoffs are tough because the games are late. Like thinking of the Saturday night games,
right?
You know, you're cheering well into 10:30, 11 o'clock. So
well, that was nice when it was on a Saturday, but when it's on a Sunday night. And they just want to watch.
Ready for work.
Yeah, they want to watch quietly.
So I can kind of see both ends of this, but I always know when we're doing really well because that's when Tate, my husband's, cheering the most. But when we're not doing well at all, it's silence. And I'm like, okay, so it's silence. We're not doing good.
Carl, what I would suggest is that stinks that you have that neighbor. But ask your friends if they can have it at their house.
Yeah, watch it somewhere else because your neighbor clearly is not into it. So if you can watch it, go to a bar. You can.
Oh, I love going to a bar. Love going to a bar. All right, they don't mind noise there. We've got another topic coming up. We are keeping with the football, the NFC Championship game coming up. Go Birds! Stay with us. And we're back for the Delco Duo. Before we get to our next topic, I always like to kind of compare when we're talking about competitions between the cities. You know what I mean? So why we're better than San Fran.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, I went to San Fran and...
I've never been. Never been to San Fran.
Okay, I was only there and I flew into San Fran and then drove to Napa Valley, got my wine on. But San Fran is so hilly, and like people think that's really cute and endearing, but it's so. First of all, it's terrifying.
Well, that's where the Full House is, and the cable cars.
It's terrifying because if you're not used to driving on that kind of incline, you feel like your car's just gonna like fly backwards.
Did you see the bridge?
Yeah, saw the bridge, saw the fish market, or there was a. No, wait, that's Seattle.
That's Seattle.
No, but there was.
Isn't that Seattle?
Yeah, but in San Fran they have a market. They have some type of market near the river or something. The wharf, okay.
Says
Good.
Steve.
Good. You know,
Steve's
I don't know.
always looking out in the control room.
All I knew was I was being such a brat because I was there and I was like, I don't like this city.
Well, there you go.
It's like I was so afraid my car was going to bottom out every time. I was afraid it was going to scrape onto.
Why were you driving if you were visiting?
Because we rented a car to get to Napa.
Oh, see, I hate renting cars when I travel.
It was terrifying.
I don't like to do that.
I was like, I don't like this city.
I just like Uber or I don't know.
So that's why I like Philly better.
Nothing to do with football, just the hills.
The hills. All right, our next topic, issue number 2, comes from Alex from Alden.
My friend let his wife join our long-running fantasy football team. Now, in the process, he kicked out my brother from the league.
Woo! Ugh.
Alex, get a new friend.
Alex, that sticks. That's not right. You shouldn't. Not that you shouldn't let women join into fantasy football. You should but let's start a whole new league then. Everybody's a part of multiple leagues. You and your wife go join another one. Don't kick someone out so you can bring your wife in.
And it's long running, so it's not like you just started this year. Like, this is something that, and some more info behind this, I think the buy-in for this is like $200, or it's like a higher price that they
is
pay.
That high?
I have no idea. I'm not in any fantasy footballs.
I'm sure there's lower buy-ins. I'm sure there's higher.
I think 200 is probably like in the middle somewhere.
That's a good buy-in.
I think like a lower one is maybe 100 or.
Are you part of any fantasy
No,
team?
I just said. Do you listen to me?
Sorry, you were talking about the 200, and I was like, wait, how much is that? Is that good or bad?
I'm not a part of any fantasy leagues, but my group of girlfriends, they actually have one of just women because, like you were saying, a lot of men still are a little bit weary about letting the girls play in the fantasy league, and whatever, fine, we'll make our own league then. But so my girlfriends, they do one.
Why didn't you join that one?
Because I just truly
don't care.
Not that I don't care. It's just a lot of work. Every Sunday, I feel like Tate's like, oh, what's my lineup?
Right.
Oh, you better pass it to Travis Kelce. And I'm like, see, this is too much stress.
Right.
I just want to watch.
I agree. I actually really I don't like the stress of having my own, but I like, every so often Eugene will just tell me, who he has playing that day and who I want to cheer for. And I'm like, okay, I like this. It's not any stress for me, but I have fun cheering for his team.
But I think it goes beyond fun for some of these people.
Yes.
Like, they are very invested. If their player gets hurt, it's like the end of the world, and it gets very competitive. So I feel like this man letting his wife in, it's like they're already mad at him enough for kind of ruining the groove of the group. And
the only thing I can say, though, is, there are different levels in each fantasy football league. You know what I mean? So a lot of times there's the really hardcore person, and then there's those who just don't care and then just, let it automatically populate. And so, if your brother, Alex, wasn't that good of a player, didn't really seem to care, then maybe he did deserve to get kicked out. If this is a hardcore league and you've got some really good teams and you want that competition and and the guy thinks his wife can actually bring it, then I can kind of understand maybe in that instance.
But then, so I know you can make, I might not say everything correctly again because I don't have fantasy football. I'm not in a league. I don't have the app. Isn't it an app? I don't even know. Give me a break, okay?
Oh, you don't.
You can make trades, and so apparently the wife had traded and then decided that, oh no, I don't want to do that. So the husband, who's the moderator of the group, he can see everyone. Oh. He undid her trade and said to the other guys, like, give her a break, she's new. This is what I mean. Like, if I'm in that league, I'm like, no, you're in this league. You're in the big leagues, baby.
I'm out of that league. I'm like, peace out. I'm going to go to another one where you don't give your wife preferential treatment.
That's what I'm saying. Like he texted everyone because they were texting in their group, like, you can't do that. And he's like, she's new. Well, nobody wanted her here in the first place.
I always hate those relationships. And, it happens with men and women where they start a relationship and they're just so into the other person that they forget about their friends. You know what I mean? Like, that seems like that's what this is.
They should just start a new league without both of them.
Start a new league. Yeah.
Without both of them. I will say this time of year, though, I am very much so enjoying all of the losers of the fantasy football and, like, how, the guys
they have to do something.
They do something. Like, there's this one guy trending on TikTok, and he had to do a new TikTok dance, like, every day for a certain amount of time because he lost his fantasy football league. He ended up gaining, like, a huge following. Like, he has thousands and thousands of likes of people.
Well, in that case, it worked out well for him. But some of these things that the people have to do when they lose, it's humiliating.
Right.
And
Wasn't there one guy in Waffle House, he had to eat like a waffle every hour for like 24 hours. We had that on the news, I remember. So it's fun until
keep it coming.
You bring your friend's wife into it. That is not fun anymore.
Not fun. Okay, thanks so much for that, Alex from Alden. And next up is one of our own issues. We are not keeping with the football theme.
No, we're going to get a little bit away from it, but we'll be back. Stay with us.
Delco trivia. Who is the general manager of Pulsations, which was in Delco when it first
Not
opened?
to be confused with Pulse Stations.
No, I said.
I'm saying, we love our editors.
Pulse
Pulse Stations. Okay, the answer here.
John Taffer.
And we all know who John Taffer is.
Of Bar Rescue?
Of Bar Rescue. He's iconic. He's in a suit screaming at people to make drinks faster.
Oh my gosh, he yells at everyone. I was like, I wouldn't take that if I was working in the restaurant, but he does a good job.
So why did we make this the question?
So last week or a few weeks ago, I had talked about dance halls and places you can go and dance in Delco. And one of the things I said was my parents actually used to go dancing all the time.
At Libations.
At Libations, because I forgot that it was
so
called.
many of you emailed us and
Stop.
they're like, Monica's talking about Pulsations. It's Pulsations. So I was like, we need to look more. And then we had another viewer, I believe his name was John, who said, hey, this is for your trivia. Did you know John Taffer was one of the general managers?
And you
so
loved
then
it.
I did like a deep dive because I love Bar Rescue. And it was one of like his more successful bars that he managed and opened.
So he was the general manager at one point. Do we know if he was the general manager at the opening?
He was, yes. And that was a tragic story.
Tragic.
That you
someone died. A light fixture.
Right. A light fixture fell. Can you imagine?
Pulsations. My parents were probably there.
So
just going.
A horrible start, just terrible, but it ended up being, an iconic place of the 80s.
All right, make sure you email us with all of your issues. Delco Duo at PHL17.
Or just to talk to us. Doesn't have to be issues. We like to talk with you guys.
We love to hear what you have to say.
All right, and you know it. Go Eagles!
Go Birds! We got this!